You're listening to The Awareness Angle, the podcast where we cut through the noise and talk about what really matters in cybersecurity. Scams, screw-ups, human behaviour, and the stories that shape how we stay secure. These are our views, not our employers. And as always, I'm Ant Davis, and today I'm actually joined by Luke Pettigrew. Hello, Luke.
Oh, yeah, hey Ant. Hey everyone. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one.
It's weird having a camera, like we're here together, which
Yeah.
hasn't happened since we started doing the podcast. And there's a camera to look at as well,
Yeah.
which is also strange.
Used to that, but it should be good.
So the reason Luke and I are together today is because we can probably tell everyone we've been recording. We've been recording some video content. Last year we did some content for Hoxhunt for Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and we're doing it again. So available very, very soon in the next week or so. Will be some free content that we've made in collaboration with Hoxhunt, focusing on secure behaviours.
Yeah, no, it's been good. Good videos.
Yeah,
Good topics.
Well, we think so.
Yeah, hopefully.
The topics are good. The visuals are similar to what you would have seen before if you saw last year's, just updated for 2025. And obviously, a lot's changed since last year. I think this year we focused on voice phishing and social engineering, and that's something that's definitely more relevant now than it was 12 months ago.
Yeah, it's all in the news, isn't it? Every data breach and ransomware seems to be social engineering.
Scattered spider this, scattered spider that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, those videos will be coming soon. We'll mention them in the newsletter and give you all the links as soon as we get the details. But should we get on with the news?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Cool. Okay. So we haven't delegated these stories like we normally do. So,
No.
do you want to go first? Shall I go first?
Yeah, I can go first. So
Go on then.
first one we've got is a BBC News story. So this one is hundreds of thousands of Grok chats exposed in Google results. And so, yeah, I think it was probably last week now.
Yeah.
By the time this is released. But Grok, Elon's chatbot, has ended up on Google searches. Have over 370,000 users. Chats have been indexed by Google. And that's thanks to a design flaw in the share button, which I think was similar to ChatGPT quite recently as well. So yeah, people privately chatting and then sharing it with friends or something and not realizing it's been indexed on Google. So yeah, things like medical issues and passwords and instructions for bomb making, it says here.
Wow.
I'm surprised it gave that answer, but I guess you can manipulate AI, I think we spoke about last episode.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a bit of a whoopsie from there. It might be fixed by now. Probably it's been fixed.
I think this was discovered because this was literally someone searching in Google, came across a bunch of results in Google search. So they've been indexed by the search engine and have actually been listed, which is mad. It seems crazy that's even a thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I've seen it before. Like ChatGPT had a similar thing. And obviously on Google, you can search by site and you can get all of the responses, and there's all kinds of conversations. Doesn't say if it's been resolved yet, but they'll probably fix that. I don't imagine they want that to be the case.
So if you're using AI to ask it to do stuff you probably don't want people to know you're asking, just be careful what you're doing, I suppose, is what we're saying.
Yeah. Maybe have a look through your settings and you can probably go back and unshare things, but it might be a bit late by now.
Yeah, that's frightening.
Yeah.
Right, we'll move on to the next one tonight. The next one is fake Mac fixes trick users into installing new Shamos Infostealer. So this one, do you remember a time? You might not remember a time. I remember a time where people used to say, you don't need antivirus on a Mac because you don't get viruses or malware.
Yeah, I think we've spoken about it a few times.
So there's a new malware strain called Shamos. It's tricking people into installing it by pretending to fix their computers. This has been something that anyone who's tried to fix a Windows device would have come across many, many times over many, many years. But since June this year, more than 300 Mac environments have been targeted, and they're using malvertising, which we've talked about before, and fake websites like mac-safer.com or rescue-mac.com, pushing users to copy and paste commands into terminal under the guise of a fix. But instead, it smuggles a stealthy Infostealer that grabs everything from browser data to passwords to keychain items, Apple Notes, crypto wallets, of course, and sends it all back to the cyber attackers. So it's a classic, it's click fix, essentially, which we've spoken about before. Looks really helpful, but obviously ends in disaster. Obviously, don't run commands in terminal unless you really, really know what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're in a business, I think the problem is, like, if you're in a business, if someone breaks something and there's a culture of fear or worry that they won't get the help they need, or they'll get told off, or they'll get ridiculed for having done something, and they try and fix it themselves. Also, if IT support are busy. So this is another one. Like, if someone can't do their work and IT support ask you to create a ticket on a system and they'll get back to you, all of that's just going to encourage a user to fix it themselves.
Yeah, especially if they have local admin rights and stuff.
Local admin rights, the amount of people. So I think I've said this before as well, on TikTok and Instagram, people have moaned when I've said that Macs are harder to manage. But I know many corporations that Mac users have local admin rights in. Like, it seems really normal, almost, and it shouldn't be. We know it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But not every Mac user is a responsible admin or understands the responsibility that comes with admin rights. So, yes, let's be careful with Shamos, I think.
Yeah, you got to be careful with click fix Windows R we spoke about before.
Yeah.
It's very similar, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hides the true intentions behind some code that doesn't look malicious, but until you run it, you
wouldn't necessarily know. And if looking at the article here in Bleeping Computer, you type on in Google, you type macOS flush resolver cache, which might be an error message or something that's come from someone. Top result is mac-safer.com. How to macOS OS X flush DNS cache.
Is it a sponsored?
It's a sponsored link.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yet again, Google putting these malicious actions front and center. That's ridiculous.
Bad.
Yeah. Who was it I was having? I had a conversation. So I was and it's coming out in a few weeks, but I was a guest on an AI podcast last week. And we were talking about the big four tech companies and how they use AI. And I said then that they use AI in all these new great ways, but they don't use AI. Like, AI should be able to prevent something like that doing this easily. And even not just, it should be obvious that this is asking it to download malicious software.
No, it's quite crazy that they can get away with it.
Yeah.
And obviously they're paying for an ad spot.
Exactly. But how did Google make money? Advertising. So just to give CrowdStrike credit as well, it looks like CrowdStrike found this one. So all the image sources are from CrowdStrike. So nice one, CrowdStrike.
Cool, yeah.
Right. Did you want to do the next one?
Yeah, I can do this one. So this one's an interesting one. A software developer has been sentenced to 4 years in prison for sabotaging his ex-employer's Windows network with a custom malware and kill switch that they'd created themselves, which activated when his account was disabled. And locked out their business, basically. So this is someone called Davis Lu, 55, Chinese national, living legally in Houston, worked for an Ohio-based company from 2007, terminated in 2019. And it says here about after restructuring and a demotion in 2018, he retaliated by embedding malicious code throughout his company's Windows production environment. Um, and yeah, basically overwhelmed their business servers and crashed their production. Wow. And yeah, so they've basically created a kill switch named is DL enabled in AD, which is Davis Lu enabled in Active Directory, and yeah, locked out all users from their accounts if he was disabled. And yeah, obviously he was terminated, and that happened. So yeah, he was found guilty of that, and 4 years in jail for that.
He didn't even try and hide it.
No.
No, he could have given it some name like Pizza Fridays or something.
Yeah.
Didn't even try and hide it.
No, it's quite a crazy one.
It's funny, isn't it? Because we quite often when we talk about insider risk, I can't remember the exact stat, but it's like 80 or 90% of insider risk is accidental.
Mm.
But then something like this is like that minority of insider risk that is malicious.
Yeah.
But this might have been, he might have had a bad day 5 years ago, written this, or even written it as a joke, and has completely forgotten about it. And then, years later, it's crazy. It's funny how Bleeping Computer have had to verify this as well. Davis Lu, 55, a Chinese national living legally in Houston, working for an Ohio-based company, because everyone would have jumped on that straight away and said, "Oh, it's nation state." But no, it's just a guy that has created this kill switch. So if they screw him over, he'll screw them over. Essentially,
yeah, that's crazy. It's resulted in hundreds of thousands of dollars in losses for their company. Yeah.
Wow, that's mad. So yeah, keep an eye on your kill switches, I suppose.
Yeah,
that's malicious code included in infinite Java thread loop designed to overwhelm servers and crash production systems. Mad. Okay. Next up tonight is an update on Orange Belgium. So late July, I think we talked about this a few episodes ago.
Yeah, rings a bell.
Yeah, late July 25, hackers breached one of Orange Belgium's IT systems and exposed personal data for around 850,000 customers. Details included names, phone numbers, SIM and PUC codes, and tariff plans, but no passwords, email addresses, or financial data. So once detected, Orange cut off access, boosted their security, notified law enforcement, and began informing affected customers via SMS and emailing, urging vigilance against phishing. So they say they know who's behind the attack, but they've not released those details due to an ongoing investigation. And they stress it's unrelated to other recent telecom attacks.
Okay.
So
someone new then, maybe.
They're implying it's not scattered spider, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Which everyone would point the finger at. I think that's... So they've got names, phone numbers, SIM and PUC codes, and tariff plans. So
SIM swapping.
SIM swapping was my immediate thought, which is dangerous. So watch. And the thing is, they say they've notified affected customers by SMS and email, but you get a text message like that, you'll very quickly forget about it. So if you do have, if you have colleagues in Belgium, I think this would be a great one to remind them of. And also the phishing, like someone pretending to be from Orange, asking them for any kind of details.
Yeah.
They've got, oh, can I just, is that Mr. Pettigrew, a phone number? I can see that you're on this tariff.
Yeah.
I want to give you a massive discount. Give me all your details. Let's set you up as a new customer, that kind of thing. So there's financial attempts are very much going to be something there. They don't need passwords, email addresses, or financial data to get it. So yeah, if you've got people in Belgium, warn them about this, remind them of this, because Orange Belgium probably haven't reminded them. They probably sent one email, one SMS, and then left it at that.
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to jump on to the next one?
Yeah, so this one's a bit of a quick one, but I thought it was interesting. So basically it's news stories. You won't be able to install apps from unverified Android developers soon. So this is something that's coming in late 2016. It's a bit
2016.
2026. Bit far away, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, it says here that you only be able to install apps from developers who have verified their identity with Google, even if they're not using the Play Store. And yeah, it's supposed to be like an ID check for developers, but I feel like this is something that should have already been a thing. But I guess it shows like, yeah, you see tons of apps, malicious ones just appearing and clone apps and stuff. But
what was the one last week or the week before we spoke about that was in the Chrome store?
There's a fake VPN one.
Fake VPN one, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so it says here how it won't change the app's contents or restrict side loading, but it just makes it hard for criminals to stay anonymous and feeding malware to users. Says here, start in select countries first and then be global in 2027. I feel like they should, I don't know why it's so far away.
Maybe it's going to take them time to get it up to speed. I think this is long overdue.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, it's Android Google as a whole with Chrome extensions, with Android apps. It seems like they've just played fast and loose for ages. Like anybody can upload something, anybody can add it to the store. God, that fake VPN one was even a featured extension.
Yeah,
it was like a spotlight one. So it's, I feel like that they do need to take more responsibility over people's privacy and people's safety. And this is probably a good first step. It's nice as well that it's nothing that we as the consumer have to do. So in this article, it claims it's like an ID check at the airport, so it's checking their identity, but it's separate from the screening of their bags. So this is confirming who the developer is, not reviewing the content of their app or where it came from. So if we take that VPN Chrome extension we spoke about last week, for example, the extension was suspect. People believed it was malicious. But when it came to who the developer was, the developer didn't have a website. The developer had a free website from Wix and wasn't actually associated with any business, limited company or PLC, no legal responsible entity. So that this process in that instance would eliminate that, which is great. It's really, really good.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it says like they added some verification requirements in Google Play back in 2023, and they saw how helpful that was in stopping criminals from exploiting apps with their malware and stuff. But this is supposed to be the next step. Holding developers accountable for the apps, making sure they are legitimate people.
They added those requirements on Google Play in 2023, and they're now bringing a similar process to Android. Is Google Play not Android?
Okay, so it says here that Google's building a new Android developer console for developers who only distribute outside of Google Play.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay. So I guess it's a slightly separate thing. I didn't know. I didn't know Google were okay with sideloading, but I guess they are more so than Apple. Apple are quite restrictive, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting.
It's really positive though, which is good. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Go for the next one.
Next one. One of our favorite topics recently, which is the Online Safety Act here in the UK, which it seems we haven't spoken of, or it seems a lot of people aren't talking about anymore. Well, lawyers representing 4chan and Kiwi Farms, two controversial online forums, they've filed a legal case against the UK Online Safety Act enforcer Ofcom. So they've filed a complaint in Washington seeking a legal ban on Ofcom enforcing or attempting to enforce the Online Safety Act against them in the US. saying it violates their First Amendment rights. So they're saying that this violates the, First Amendment, freedom of speech. That's the First Amendment, isn't it?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ofcom had previously launched a formal investigation into 4chan in June, citing failures to conduct risk assessments and to block illegal content. So this lawsuit, 4chan, are bringing claims the UK is overreaching by trying to regulate US-based websites. If 4chan succeed in this is going to set such a major precedent.
Yeah, definitely.
Against...
They won't be the only ones that will start challenging it.
They won't. So lawyers for 4chan recently told the BBC that Ofcom had decided to impose a £20,000 fine with daily penalties thereafter for failing to comply with 2 requests for information. Ofcom says that 4chan hasn't complied with the Act with respect to the request for information, but has not confirmed the fine. So, money, 4chan, for a long time, it's not the most, it's not held in the highest regard, is it?
No, it's a pretty dodgy one. Sort of like a bad Reddit, I guess.
It's like Reddit Untamed almost, it feels. Yeah, I haven't been there in years, but it'll be interesting to see what happens with this. This will have huge implications if 4chan are successful, I think, because then other foreign-based websites will just not comply.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be the way.
And then if they're not complying, where does that leave the Online Safety Act? Maybe we need to... I think this may lead to a rethink in the approach of the censorship.
Yeah, I'm sure many will hope for that.
Yes.
But I imagine if it doesn't go well, the fine will probably be huge. But
yeah,
they probably will still refuse to pay it. So it'll be interesting to see.
Probably. And then, it's the US Constitution versus UK law. So we'll see. That'll be an interesting one, especially if, you've got Trump in charge, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
We'll let you know as soon as we know what's happening with that. We'll give you an update. Cool. Talking about updates.
Yeah. So the next one we've got, a couple months back, 16 billion passwords were leaked, and everyone freaked out. It's like one of the biggest breaches.
Yes. I remember I shared a meme on LinkedIn that said, "You've been breached, I've been breached, everybody's been breached."
Yeah.
And we spoke about it. And at that time I was like, at what point is it just normal that you've been breached? At what point is it everybody should just assume they've been breached?
Yeah, exactly. And this update, I think, says that basically. Troy Hunt from Have I Been Pwned has dug into it. And it's not as dramatic as it seemed.
Sure.
He's had a look, and it's mostly existing info-stealing logs. It says here about only 2.7 billion records were actually available. 109 million unique email addresses, 231 million unique passwords. But the real thing here is that 96% of the data was already in Have I Been Pwned.
96% of the data was already in Have I Been Pwned.
Yeah,
right.
So a huge percentage there. But it does mean there's 4 million new emails or 9 million new passwords. So there's still a fair amount.
Right.
But I guess when you're talking billions, yeah. But after all, it's not as bad as it may seem because they're already out there, potentially. I guess these huge numbers were in the headlines. It's a good story. But until you look into it, maybe it's not as much of a story as it seems at first. But
I do remember at the time there was immediately some suspicion about how significant this breach was. And lots of people thought that it was going to be collated or recycled stuff.
Yeah.
It's just clickbait though, isn't it? It's like,
let's go. Typical media stories gets a click and stuff, doesn't it?
Even so, if you do want to check if you have been pwned, you can go to Have I Been Pwned and type in your email address, and it will tell you if it's been included in a breach. it doesn't tell you what password and what email address. Doesn't drill down to that level. So I personally always struggle now with whether or not there's action to take there. If you have good password hygiene, if you use a password manager, there's not really much to do now, is there?
Yeah, probably not. I guess you can, if you're really worried, update your most important accounts.
Yeah,
maybe move to passkeys. But yeah,
that's straightforward.
Yeah. I guess with some MFA, and as long as you're not too dodgy browsing the internet and end up getting your Infostealer malware installed from running a click fix on Windows or
everything's connected.
Mac,
you can connect all the stories tonight.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
No,
it's I think this is another example. Some of the videos we've just recorded today for Hoxhunt are like, we talk about using emotion and fear and how you just need to pause and take a breath. And this feels like one of these, like 16 billion. But actually now, if we just pause, take a breath, and actually look at it in detail, which Troy Hunt's done, you actually realise it's not as big and scary as they want you to think it is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Right. The next story is another update. And again, a few weeks ago, we spoke about the data breach that happened, UK government, massive data breach in the UK government that had released the details of lots of Afghan individuals. And we were having to bring them over to the UK because their safety, they were at risk essentially. And it was an Excel spreadsheet that had been shared incorrectly.
Yeah.
Well, now it turns out that staff, before this had happened, staff had been explicitly warned to not send spreadsheets via email, and especially ones with hidden tabs or embedded sensitive data. So this leak dates back to early 2022. It exposed the identities of thousands of Afghan applicants, including many who helped UK forces, along with MI6 and Special Forces personnel. So Operation Rubific was the code name of the plan to basically bring them back. There was a super injunction which prevented this being talked about sooner, which is why this is all being leaked slowly or coming to light now, because the super injunction's been lifted. But yeah, it's really quite. I think the irony is these people have been told not to send these documents, but they've done it anyway. And it just goes to show you can have policies in place, but if they don't reflect real life, like if this tab was hidden, maybe the person that sent it didn't realize the tab was hidden.
Well, yeah, there's lots of things, isn't there?
Maybe an Excel spreadsheet isn't the best place to keep this data, and it should be in a secure system.
It should probably be in a platform that's meant to be.
Like put it in a CRM system or something that you can control access to. Have it in a document that it is possible to send out.
Once it's gone as well, it's gone, isn't it?
Once
you can't get it back.
Yeah. Just doesn't seem like the most sensible idea.
Yeah. I think it shows as well, like, you can communicate all kinds of things, but not everybody's going to listen, or they might miss it. And yeah, accidents happen. I guess should probably try and stop them from being able to actually email, especially when it's I think it was like a distribution list or something.
Yeah. There are systems available to stop this from happening. And I do agree that things like Outlook and Gmail should probably have better built-in safety nets for this. There's some really interesting things in this. There's some really interesting updates in this. It says a super injunction granted by the High Court in September 23 prevented the incident being reported for almost 2 years. Shortly after the MOD became aware of the breach, they informed the ICO, the Information Commissioner's Office, here in the UK. The two bodies held a number of secret meetings over the next 2 years, and documents published by the regulator reveal some of what was discussed. They say the government officials described the leak as likely the most expensive email ever sent. And internal emails also show that ICO staff raised concerns about why the body had chosen not to independently investigate the MOD or issue a fine. So no investigation, no fine. Data breaches by public bodies must legally be reported to the ICO, which then can decide to investigate or fine. ICO staff discussed the potential reputational risk to the regulator after it chose not to take action to the MOD, despite issuing a £350,000 fine for a much smaller data breach related to Afghan in the 2023. In an email sent the afternoon before the leak became public, one ICO staff member said their justification for not fining the government was still an imperfect answer. This all looks like
messy.
This all looks really messy. The written notes were forbidden during the secret meetings, but an ICO memo detailing the whole timeline was drawn up after the incident became public. And the memo says the MOD took intensive measures to recover and delete data from all identified sources and limit loss of control. This all looks really, really messy. And it doesn't look good for the MOD or the ICO, to be honest. And that's an interesting one. Yeah. So it's got cover up written all over it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. So, yes, it's a great example to tell your people about the worst case scenario, because they won't want to be the person to send the most expensive email ever. And like I said, I remember us saying back then, I hope whoever sent that email doesn't really realise they've done it. I mean, they probably do, but there should be no blame on them. They shouldn't have been able to send. I don't think they should have been able to send that data.
No, definitely not.
It's really easy for us to blame the individuals, but controls should exist, or better working practices should exist to prevent this happening.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Right. That is all of the news for this week. Just to add some awareness, we haven't got any awareness this week. I think the only things to mention is I am in Leeds at the end of September for Leeds Digital Festival for a panel discussion with KnowBe4, which is going to be exciting. I'd forgotten all about it till I got an email, till I got tagged in a LinkedIn post this week. So that's good. I'm looking forward to that. The other thing I wanted to mention is that the videos that I recorded at the SANS Security Awareness Summit, all the conversations with all the awareness professionals and all the vendors, I'm going to start hopefully releasing them in the next week on LinkedIn and on YouTube. I've moved house, so I've been really busy and my internet's really bad at the moment. So as soon as we get those things fixed, it's one of the reasons Luke's here and we're not in different postcodes. So as soon as we get that, as soon as I get all that sorted, we'll get those videos up and shared. And there's lots, if you're an awareness professional, there's lots of really good stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely worth it. Hours of conversations with various people.
3 hours of kind of decent questions, conversations, and loads of different questions as well to get their opinions on what they think is good and what they do, and finding out what other awareness professionals do. So it's good. Really good. Right. So let's move on to some topics. I've got a couple of topics I wanted to mention this week. And one is in Denmark. So this is something that I got from the World Economic Forum. And this has actually already happened, or this article isn't new, but I missed it first time around. It's from the end of July. Denmark's proposing a new deepfake legislation as part of its digital copyright law. So essentially, the government is taking actions to strengthen its copyright law to prevent the creation and sharing of AI-generated deepfakes. The amendment is designed to protect the rights of individuals over their identities, including their appearance and voice. So essentially what this is going to do is it's going to let people basically own the copyright of their appearance and voice. They'll own the rights to their own individual appearance and voice.
It sounds like a good thing.
It sounds like a really sensible thing, doesn't it? So, it sounds really, really good that they're doing this. and I don't know why no one's done it before. So the amendment to Danish copyright law would make it illegal to share AI-generated deepfakes without consent, while still protecting satire and parody. So people can demand takedowns, and creators can seek compensation, with protections extending even 50 years after death.
Wow.
So this has got loads of political backing in Denmark, and this will probably set a new standard across Europe.
Yeah.
So
You'd hope so.
we come up with the Online Safety Act, and Denmark come up with this.
Yeah.
It's like
something that people actually want.
Well done, Denmark.
Yeah.
If only the UK could have done the same. But there we go.
Yeah.
So
sounds good especially for creators and celebrities and political figures, I guess. We've seen a lot of fake generated endorsements and stuff, haven't we?
It's nice if they keep the satire and parody, that's been always like, oh God, people can't tell jokes anymore. People can't do funny things. They can, but if this is put in proper ways to request a takedown, that's really good as well. It's like, give people the proper means to, if they really are offended, then give them the means to take it down. If not, let it live. I think that's good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does become a thing.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And spreads wider than Denmark. Yeah. If not, let's all move to Denmark.
Yeah, I'm sure many creators probably will, just for that.
The next thing I wanted to mention tonight was a post I saw on Reddit, and it was on r/cybersecurity. We'll share the Reddit post. We can't do it now because of how we're recording. But it's a really simple one. It says, why do most visual examples of a hacker... It's really bad English. Why do most visual examples of a hacker are wearing a hoodie?
Right.
So the hacker in a hoodie, where does that come from? Why is it? Some of the comments are quite interesting. The top comment is, hoodies are comfy AF. Someone says, facts. Hacking is stereotyped as something unprofessional and usually illegal or unethical. So the visual framing of someone in a hoodie in a dark room or a basement just fits the vibe they're going for. And it's also marketing purposes. It just kind of works. Someone here says, old guy here, I started attending DEF CON in the late 90s. People used to cover their face with masks, sunglasses or hoodies. There was always a real present threat of the FBI. Hacking wasn't socially acceptable and penetrating wasn't a thing yet.
Well, yeah.
So hacking was very much, it wasn't an ethical process, I think, years ago. So, yeah, I've been going to hacker cons for nearly 20 years. I know plenty of people who qualify as hackers. Friends of friends have written episodes of Mr. Robot even. Hackers wear hoodies. It's just the way it is. I'm not a hacker, but more often than not, you'll catch me in a black t-shirt. I don't know. That's quite common. So yeah, hackers in hoodies. It's just a thing. I think it's something that's always been. I had one last one. Is it worth talking about? Yes, this is really worth talking about. And we'll share the images on this as well. And this is another one from Reddit from Dan. That's interesting. This is terrifying. Researchers have learned to recognize the positions and poses of people indoors by using Wi-Fi signals.
Yeah, I saw this one.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. So essentially, they know where you're stood, how you're stood, where in the room you are positioned, based off your Wi-Fi. And someone in the comments calls it the Dark Knight machine. So it's black with just wireframes around the people in the room. And it's not picking up furniture by looking at this. It's actually picking up the individuals as they move and walk around the room. Which, if you think, I can think of ways, if someone, military purposes, if you want to know where an individual is and you recognize them by the way they walk or by their build and stature in a room of people, this has lots of use cases.
Yeah, it's quite fascinating.
Yeah. Even your Wi-Fi is monitoring your every move. So literally around the room.
Yeah, and that's crazy. It's something you wouldn't believe, really.
No. So, yeah, that's really interesting. One comment, wonder how long this has been in use by 3-letter government agencies, FBI, CIA, all of that. Yeah. So I'm surprised by it. I'm shocked, but yeah, this has probably been a thing for yonks.
Yeah, it seems to possibly be. People in the comments saying similar things, but that's crazy.
Right. Do you have a topic this week?
Yeah, I just had one video I saw on TikTok. Basically, this for Gmail users. It's like an easy unsubscribe hack.
Ooh.
I didn't know
watch it.
Yeah. Oh, you got on there?
I'll get it on here where you can.
We'll drop it in after. But
yeah,
I thought it was an interesting one. If you use Gmail and you end up getting like you subscribe to things sometimes on purpose or accident, marketing emails, and just an easy way of getting rid of them. Really, obviously, like probably a few years ago now, they introduced that unsubscribe button in the actual email, but yeah, there's an easier way to do it.
Let's try it. I just had to sign into TikTok on my iPad. Let's see if that works. Oh, here we go.
Cool.
A hack to unsubscribe from all of the pesky newsletters in your Gmail. You open your Gmail and on the left go more options. There's a little button that says manage subscriptions. List out all of the newsletters, EDMs and brands that you're subscribed to with a button next to it saying unsubscribe. And you just go down and click it and unsubscribe from all of those super annoying EDMs that you didn't even sign up for. You just bought something from them 2 years ago and you've never been able to unsubscribe.
I didn't know that was a thing. That's incredible.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a tab on the.
No.
There, but
every now and again, Gmail will say you haven't opened an email from these people in like 30 days. Do you wish to unsubscribe? But I didn't know that was an option. So that's from the Sal and Al Two Broke Chicks podcast. Brilliant. Good catch.
Yeah. So yeah. Handy one.
Yeah. No, that's
sometimes I think sometimes it says you can't unsubscribe this way, but it should work pretty well for most, I think, and it tells you how often you get them as well. So yeah, it's pretty handy.
Is that so? That they were showing that in the web browser. I'm just wondering if it's Oh, it's there in the app as well. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing.
So you can go through and clean up your inboxes a bit easier.
I'm doing it right now. That's hard. Some of these I don't even recognize, but it's telling me how many emails recently I've received. So I don't know what its definition of recently is, but yeah, that's cool. Brilliant. Good catch. Well, we'll put details of that in the newsletter, which I haven't mentioned. So if everything we discuss in every single episode is in our newsletter, which you can get at riskycreative.com, you can also search for the awareness angle on LinkedIn and you can find it there. Nearly, I think around 800 people are currently getting the newsletter. So that's really good. Please subscribe. Lots of useful information every week to all of the stories we discuss in every single episode. Like and subscribe us on YouTube, please. At Risky Creative on YouTube, we have a load of content coming over the next few weeks. There's all the talks from Sans. There's some Hoxhunt Cybersecurity Month videos that we'll be sharing as well. You'll also be able to get those from Hoxhunt. So yeah, like and subscribe on LinkedIn and YouTube, sorry. And then follow us on socials. So Instagram is at Risky Creative. And then TikTok is me at Infosec and all one word. That's it, I think.
Awesome. Yeah. And that's it.
Cool. Okay. Thank you for coming to my house. Sorry, it's an absolute mess, but I have only just moved in. It doesn't always, well, this is actually a fine. You can't see these bits. And we'll see you again next week.
Yeah, no, cool. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
And, maybe we'll do it again in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
Brilliant.
Cool.
Right.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. See you next week.
See ya.